All right, what's up, everybody? It's been a while since we've done a live. We have Eagle Run 2-3 that's coming in. Right now, we have Boom Country Hydrographics with us. And
Good
then
evening,
here's
Andrew.
Eagle Run right here. All right, you there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch audio though.
Okay. We are live, so.
All right, let me mute myself till I get this figured out.
Okay. Um, yeah, so life has been crazy. Matches have been crazy. Everything's been crazy, especially this week, man. Like, uh-oh, Jason's coming.
Yep, we went live. That's what it was telling me.
But, what match are you going to run this weekend?
It won't be this weekend. This weekend will be all prep and take care of my house, so I'm ready to go for the following week. The following week will be the 2022 Badlands Steel Challenge in Medora, North Dakota.
Nice.
Some stiff competition will be there. It's kind of the end of the year finale for us up here because the weather starts turning and hunting season gets big. But I'm hoping I'll get one more in this year. So that we'll see. That might be an ELR match in October.
Yeah.
Other than that, why I am going to move into coyote hunting mode and prairie dogging mode. So the next 3 months will be enjoying time at my cabin that I haven't been to all summer because of matches and just bad scheduling. Life has been busy here too. Different things have been thrown at me compared to what I had planned, and but we'll get through them and we'll make it work.
I feel all of that. Like, I'll go into like more details of what happened, but yeah, I mean, I've canceled every match I have for the next 2 months at least, which puts it down to season finale. Basically, is when I'll come back to my next match. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, we shoot until almost the week of Christmas here.
Correct. And I can find a few to pick off, but there won't be many up here. I would have to hit Minnesota, and traveling wise. The last one I'm going to do traveling wise is hopefully the one in October. Work schedules permit because I work 2 jobs and I own my own company. I mean, and I am busy with my own company. Yeah. I'm picking up status. I just had a gentleman put in an order for 7 rifles to be painted, so I will be painting those up for him and his wife, which is great. We appreciate the business, so I'm going to stick to it and get that done for him in a reasonable fashion. It'll allow me to upgrade my gear too. Give me a couple of months to upgrade my gear to get where I want. I got a couple bipods I need to pick up yet. And another rifle in the works, of course. ELR rifle, we're still debating on caliber right now. I've got a couple that I'm really playing with. So my ELR is going to be a 33 XC, but I'm going to build a couple long range in between that. I've got my 338 Edge. I'm also going to add another 284 Jazz.
There you go. Yeah, I like that 284 Jazz. That's a fun caliber.
It is. It's super sweet. Barrel burner, but you know what? Those are consumables, and I'm going to have him make 2 every time I have him make 1. So
yeah, I mean, everything's a consumable.
In our game, it is.
Yeah, I mean, so all that happened. I did get to meet my oldest sibling today. First time in 33 years. We met each other today. So that was pretty cool.
I met all mine when I was 25. So
do what?
I said I met all of my other siblings when I was 25, other than the one I grew up with. So
there you go. Michael Dunn, hello, hello, hello. Hello. Michael Dunn says, hello, Eagle Run.
What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah, I mean, things have been wild this week. Let me tell you. Ooh-wee. So, ugh. Yeah, I don't know if you heard my whole rant a few minutes ago. I've canceled every single match I have for the next 2 months. I don't know if you heard that, Eagle, or
I
not.
did. Well, I did hear you say that, but I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so like I blew the transfer case apart in my truck. Like when I talked to you and Boom the other night, we figured out what it was. It was a transfer case in my truck. It blew completely apart. We thought it was a U joint. It was a transfer case. And then last night, Lily getting hit head on in that car crash. I mean, dude, I just got way too much going on at home. Lily getting hit.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
she got
Completely
lucky, man.
understandable. She did get very lucky.
Dude, I mean, so it happened less than a half mile from the house here. And man, like, yeah, they weren't going very fast, but I mean, they're still going 40 miles an hour. And if you, I mean, we all reload, we all shoot, we all know how physics work, but 40 miles an hour going this way, 40 miles an hour going this way.
It's an 80-mile-an-hour crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, she took the ditch to try to avoid hitting him. Like, she did everything in her power to avoid hitting him. And then he just kept coming. And then next thing she knew, or next thing I knew, I'm getting a call from the hospital that, hey, just so you know, we have this person and they say they live with you. And I'm like, oh, geez Louise. I'm at work and everything else, but it's all good. She's home now. We got home about 5:30 last night, or this morning, rather.
Yeah,
I've
it's
been
just
running
crazy.
all
Yes,
day.
you have been.
I went and cleaned out our car, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, all the extra stuff that goes with that. Yep.
Yeah. All that shit. And then I had to deal with insurance today. Everything. So. Yeah,
Yeah, those
Michael,
are
she got off pretty
life-upsetting.
lucky. Do what?
Those are life upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, I hate dropping the matches because, like, this weekend I have Alabama federal gold medal match, and I was still like hell bent on going. Like, I was going to do whatever it took to go. And then yesterday, like with all that, I was just like, it's probably best that I don't, just in case like she needs help around the house and things like that. So it is what it is there. But that's enough doom and gloom. We're not going to talk about any more doom and gloom.
Nope. We
I
can
don't
talk
want to.
about my happy days that are coming up. There we go.
Yeah. So I got a question for you about Cerakote.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Okay. So I know Duracoat is kind of like rattle can. It goes psst.
Duracoat also comes in sprayable as well. It's just like auto paint. You can get it in the aerosol. You can get it in the 4-ounce sprayables, just like you do Cerakote.
Okay. So with Duracoat, you don't have to paint it, right?
Duracoat is paint. It's just
No,
a different form.
Sorry, I mean cook it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it is more air dry. But I can get Cerakote and air dry as well. I do a lot of larger parts. I do Cerakote and air dry. There's a little bit of temperature difference, but as far as functionality, I have not found any difference. Scratch resistant, I have not found any difference. I've played with KG Guncoat, Cerakote, and Duracoat, and the Duracoat allows me to get the anodized colors, so I will get Duracoat if somebody wants, because I can match more anodized stuff off of your websites, Anarchy, anybody like that. I can get closer to those anodized colors and make it look real close. Cerakote just happens to be one that I've kind of stuck with. KG Guncoat I like for certain applications. I use a lot of KG Guncoat on my own rifles just for testing because I beat the crap out of my stuff. As you've told before, you and I are kind of similar in the part that, I don't show them love unless I'm slapping them around. So that, they get used. They get thrown on the four-wheeler. They get thrown in and out of a vehicle. I buy the scopes that I've got the warranty with because I know that I am getting to that point, where I'm going to abuse them. I'm going to drop them. I'm going to bang them up,
Yeah.
Like there's 5 pieces of steel riding around in the back of my car right now. Gentleman's dad passed away, and he wanted me to have him, and his dad and I were really good friends. He would come in and harass me at my second job and buy all his reloading stuff from me. And I'd always give him crap about how the ornery old fellow was, the only guy in town ornerier than me, And so when the dad passed away, the son thought it would be pretty cool if I could have some of his steel. And I told him, I said, I'd be honored, So he brought me some of his dad's steel that we're going to put up for a pistol area up at my place.
Nice.
So, and to answer Michael Dunn, not yet. We do have a laser engraver on the way. It is not here yet.
Yeah, I didn't know if you did it or not. Now, how different is like Cerakoting versus hydro dipping? Because you have to bake hydro dipping too, right?
No, you do not. Hydro dipping is all done with automotive paints, okay? And people don't realize the amount of work that actually goes into hydro dipping. If you're a large shop and you're doing a huge amount of scale, you can afford to keep that stuff pretty reasonable. I was always just a small shop, and yeah, I'm completely set up. But at the same time, now I'm not. I have moved from my big shop. I had a bigger shop. I'm a one-man show, so working 2 jobs and trying to keep a commercial shop just about killed me. Literally, I'd sleep 2 hours a day, and I'd see my family maybe once a month. And my son needed more time.
Were you hydro dipping firearms parts, or were you only hydro dipping like helmets and things like that?
I did everything.
Can you hydro dip gun parts and things like that?
Yep. I've got pictures of stuff.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, and I will still do it for certain people, but it's not cheap. Okay, here's the deal. A good auto paint, you're at $45 a quart or a pint. Pint, not quart. Just like you are for 4 ounces of Cerakote. You need more. You've got a lot more hand sanding involved. You've got a lot more prep time involved. Plus, then you're going to buy the high-end auto clear, which is going to be like way a high dollar a quart. So it lasts. Or you can hop on Cerakote Clear too. I've never did that yet where I did auto paint and then Cerakote Clear. But I'll show you an auto paint gig because I did not splurge any dollar. I will have that up within the next week before we go to that shoot next weekend. My chassis will be painted. Just because I said, God, I've been doing everybody else's. I need to do mine. So my my white pearl stock will be done before we go. I will not have my action and my barrel done the way I want them yet. That stuff is on the way. But I mean, I'll probably have about 42 hours into my stock of labor time. That's where the hydrographics business kind of got a little. That's where we kind of slimmed down because Cerakote, I can in and out, and I can keep it reasonable price for everybody. I can do a lot of patterns in Cerakote. Triple colors, and I'm out the door for $350 for you, and that's sandblasted, tore down, and put back together if I have to. You know.
No, I get that. But so that works. I didn't know really what the difference was. I know like Duracoat and Cerakote, like I know the difference in those, but I didn't know with like hydro dipping if you could do firearms components.
Oh yeah, I have, and I've got stuff that has lasted years. It's all about using the right product, and of course, just like in automotive, just like you would paint your car, you don't want it with the cheapest clear, and you don't want it with the cheapest paint, because your base coat that goes under your pattern. That is everything, because if your base coat is smooth, your pattern will be smooth and clean.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Eagle, we're going to run to you. Have you done any loading this weekend or this week?
I ran some of that Hornady ELD match that came in. I reloaded about 40 or 50 rounds of that, and I haven't shot it yet. I need to go shoot. I was off for 3 weeks, and so I was making tons of content and doing tons of stuff, and went back to work on Tuesday. So
Back to reality.
yeah, so Thursday is actually my longest day.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I know
So
when I called you this morning or this afternoon, you had what, an hour and a half drive or whatever. Still,
I still was an hour away. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you caught me right when I got into the truck too. So I was
Now-
just starting the journey.
Is that due to traffic or is that due to just space between places?
A little bit of both. It's a long ways away from home. It's like 50 miles away from home, but I can do that in 45 minutes when I go, because I go at like 10 a.m. So there's no traffic, and then it's just Dallas Fort Worth traffic. So on the way back, it just takes forever, and it actually took longer than an hour. It took about an hour and a half today. It was bad.
now
But I
how
don't have
far
to do
from
that all the time.
how far from Bernie are you?
Oh, that's way down in that's like Fredericksburg area. That's like down like between Austin and San Antonio. So it'd be like 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
So Normalizer asks us what caliber knocked the plate off the hooks. I knocked one off last week at practice with the 6.5 Needmore. I load spicy meatballs when I load ammo. Like, my loads aren't necessarily loads that I'll give to anybody else.
Nothing
unless-
anemic in your world, huh?
No, not when I hand load. But I hand load for purpose of speed.
And of course, mine's always the big dog. 338 Edge always eats up my plate chains.
Well, if you quit shooting if you quit shooting your chains, you wouldn't eat up your chains. Mine actually snapped the chain when it hit it in the center and snapped it off and sent the plate all the way around.
You're talking to a rookie. I still need a Kestrel. That's why I can't tell the wind. That's why they get my chains.
So neither one of you can read wind, can you?
Not well. I'm still learning. I am learning more each time.
I have a total of 4 hours of experience reading wind.
Man,
I just shot steel. I mean, I've shot steel targets for like ARs and pistols and stuff at close range, but the first time I shot steel at any distance was 2 weekends ago.
oh
The first time I've been past 100 yards consistently.
wow.
That was pretty wild. That video actually just posted on my channel because I just got out of YouTube jail yesterday. I've been in YouTube jail for 7 days, so that video was stuck. It was ready. It was scheduled to post the next morning, and I got that email on Tuesday night of a week ago, and they said, no, you can't post anything for 7 days. You got a channel strike. So second channel strike this year.
So with all the
2022.
people in the poll and all the people in the chat, all the people that are on the live here, we're gonna do a poll real quick. It's a yes or no poll. Does Eagle Run 2.3 need to invest in Arca Swiss? My
Yes.
answer is yes.
I'm a firm yes because I've just started switching and I am switching everything. I promise you I will spend way too much money in the next few months converting everything.
So I'm going to vote yes as well, but I'm not going to do it on my 6.5 Creedmoor. the gun that I'm shooting. It's the one I'm planning on doing a PRS event here in 2 weekends. Be my first one, and I'm not going to switch that gun to Arca. I'm going to just keep it as a regular handguard, it's not key mod, it's M-LOK, but I'm going to keep that one the way it is. And then anything I build in the future, I'll do the Arca rail on. I don't know that it's worth it with this gun. I have a bipod for it, and I have, mostly it's a bipod. I have a bipod for it, and if I switch to Swiss Arca, then I need the hardware and a new bipod. And what I need more than those two things is I need like a tripod, and I need maybe even like a Kestrel. Like there's so many things I need that buying something to switch over to something that I already have doesn't make sense.
Okay,
I get
I'll
that.
say
Yes, I agree. I know it's better.
I will be getting a Kestrel shortly, but I've got a couple of wind checkers that I can send you, just a basic Caldwell wind checker to at least help you out till you can get a Kestrel. I got
There's
extras.
just so much stuff that I need. I can't go back and buy stuff I already have.
Nope,
Yes,
understood.
I agree, and I will be switching at some point.
So
We all
Cheap
got
spear, 20 cents, 140 grain bullets from. Oh
That
yeah,
must-
those are the soft points. I have those, and they shot decently.
okay.
I didn't know. I don't have any spear bullets, so I couldn't answer that question.
So
But I know
Yeah,
I
Spear
wanted
makes
to
good
develop
bullets.
a hunting load for it. So
That should do the trick.
yeah, it's a soft
Spears are
point
pretty
spear.
decent.
The thing that's annoying to reload for them, I don't know Normalizer. I haven't come across Normalizer before, but I'll tell you what I did not like about reload. Yeah, Spear Hot Core. Yeah, I've got some right here. There's a video reloading on Eagle Reloads on my reloading channel. There's a video where I talk about those a little bit. They are super cheap, and I was hoping that my gun really liked them. My gun kind of likes them, from best I can tell, and it would be a bullet that I'm going to keep just to have a hunting option for the Creedmoor. Although at this point, I'll never take the Creedmoor hunting, but still having a cheap bullet that you know will shoot and you've got a load developed for is a good idea. Remember, I'm a prepper first and a shooter second, so having a hunting round for that gun is just part of my system. And I also was hoping that I could find a hunting round that I could buy bullets in bulk for, that I would reload for both the Grendel and the Creedmoor. If there's like 120 something grain option that's a soft point that I could find that both guns like.
I believe there
Grendel
is.
not done though, but I'll have to test Grendel stuff when I got the Grendel done. It's still in pieces right now. We don't have all the stuff for it.
I bumped up
Gotcha.
to 130 grain on my Grendel, and it seems to shoot lights out. Both of my Grendels that I load for, like have physically worked loads up for, besides just running loads that I already have in the other 5. They have shot really well with 130 grain burgers.
I've never taken mine over 123, but they like the 95 grain VMAX is the best.
Oh, okay.
That's mine anyway.
So that spear bullet that he was talking about earlier, the only thing that's annoying about reloading it is that the bottom base of the bullet is flat. It's not a boat tail.
Yeah.
And so it's a little tricky. On my Dillon, I have to kind of guide it all the way up, which is fine. I'm kind of used to doing that with 9mm, although I flare my 9mm cases, so they set in there pretty nicely. But a little different than the boat tails fit right in there, and they're super easy to reload.
Yeah, boat tails are super easy, super fast.
You can just kind of flick them in there and they set.
Yeah.
Those spears you got to hold on to.
Yeah, they're flat base bullets, so that makes it a little tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fine. You get used to it. You get in the hang of it. I only loaded probably 40 of them, and I shot about half of those, and they shot fine. So I'll probably just keep those other 20 just for a rainy day.
Yeah, but at 20 cents a piece, like loading that, I could deal with that headache of.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Especially if you're just making bulk amounts of ammo just to go shoot still with, like, it'll work. If you got to use it for hunting, it'll work. It really is a good all-around round.
So if you go buy the white box Hornady match 140 grain, my gun loves those, and if you go buy them, they're $50-$55 a box. And so at over $2 a round, if I'm able to make one, yeah, that box right there. If I'm
these
able
are the
to make
147s.
Oh, 147s. Yeah, same one in the 140 that my gun likes. But if I'm able to make those for like, what do you got? 47 cents in the bullet. You got 25 cents in the powder. And then you got 10 cents for 11 cents for a primer. What do you got? 50, 60, 70. I mean, I could probably make it if I don't count the brass, because I'm reusing the brass. I mean, you're looking at, what's that, like 70 something cents a round? I mean, that's a
way
big
cheaper
discount.
than what I just tried to show you. It was Lapua brass.
Yeah.
Now I
So I'm
have
just
shot a
saving all my
mess of,
Hornady brass.
I have shot a mess of this stuff, this Agula.
I've got a couple of those.
They don't
I
shoot
was
worth a crap in my gun.
My gun didn't like it either, but I saved the casings for it. And I was going to ask you guys, because I did something that in reloading that I've never done before, and I never thought I would do. I sorted my cases based on head stamp, which I don't do in 9mm, but I guess I'm going to do it in Creedmoor. So I
I
sorted
do.
my cases, and I've got like 60 of those Agia or Agila. How I usually say Agia.
That's close to correct. Yes.
I got 60 of those. Am I going to find anything when I'm reloading those? Is it decent enough brass to reload?
They're decent to reload, but they mix between their primer pockets.
I noticed I have some smalls and some large, which is
Um,
fine.
They're just like, I run everything with small primer pockets personally, so for me it doesn't make a difference. I give the large primer pockets to a buddy of mine.
And I didn't
I'll take your
start that.
larges.
I wish I would have started that lot sooner, but I did not. So I get to stock every primer out there.
Yeah. I don't have to pick up some. Thanks for the info. Just make some sense, right? I think I gotta say some money. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's like, if you're talking about saving that Creedmoor from a $2.25, $2.35, if you're talking about saving like $1.50 or $1.75 a shot, you can pay for a press really quick if you shoot a bunch. I mean, it's, if you've got $1,500 to $2,000 in your reloading setup, it wouldn't. I mean, you'd be back into your cost factor within a year.
Yeah. I got way more than that sitting behind me. You don't want
just the average. I'm just the average guy. I don't shoot competitively. I just got my reloader a year ago, and I know I haven't paid for it yet, but
the Hornady AP isn't even up yet because I want to build benches.
It's going to be real close. You what? I'm sorry.
My Hornady AP isn't even up yet because I want to build benches. I've got a Hornady AP. I've got the Forester single stage, and then the Dillon. I have to go with the 550 C because I want to be more hands on.
I mean, I'm the only one here that doesn't have a Dillon. I have all those scary red presses that nobody else can run.
Hornady?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because nobody else knows how to timer.
I've got one. It just doesn't like me. I always putting parts in it.
Michael Dunn just reloaded his first 308 Winchester loads, AMAX 168 grain, and Sierra.
That's good
TMK.
options right there. That TMKs, you'll love those.
I shot freehand off the table, got 3 in the same hole at 100 yards. Hell yeah,
I think you got a winner.
Good shot.
Bro, press print on that and print 1,000 of those things. Put them in a box.
Then normalizer. I've never seen anybody make a 6.5 Creedmoor round out at 243. I'm a 243 guy, so I've got quite a few of those.
Yeah, you can convert your 243 brass, 308 brass, 6 Creed brass, obviously 6.5 brass.
Well, I knew you could, but I just never tried. I figured there'd be too much shoulder in that 243.
No, it's actually really easy to do.
Gotcha.
But do you have an annealer?
I've got one on the way.
I knew you were going to ask that.
Okay. Well, without having an annealer, it's a little more difficult.
Big annealer guy.
Yeah, big annealer guy over here. But the other thing that you can do...
Since they kept bugging me, I had to order one.
The other thing you can do if you don't have an annealer is it's very old school to do this way. And I don't recommend it because you will singe your fingers off. But take a blowtorch and just rotate your case around the front of the blowtorch. You can do it that way. It's not quite the easiest, and it does get hot. Brass does get very hot very fast.
Takes me way longer. I just decided to order one.
Yeah. I made a commitment in reloading that I was never going to do one thing at a time ever. Not doing one thing at a time. I know I know that flies in the face of reloading, but that's not me. I'm not that reloader. I'm not doing one thing at a time. I'm not punching your primer pockets out before you tumble them or whatever. No, I'm not punching out one primer pocket at a time. No way, not doing it.
I love getting on reloading chats where people are like, yeah, I tumble my brass every time. And I'm like, you tumble your brass? Like,
I swear to God, all the guys up here cringe. And I'm like, what the hell does my brass have to be pretty for you for?
This brass is on its 5th reload right now. And it's crusty and musty and dirty and grimy. And I don't know if you can see that or not.
22 Creedmoor, been through the ringer.
Yeah, I don't need clean brass to shoot tight groups. Now
I can get 40 at a time in my little sonic cleaner, and that's not bad. I'll do that.
No, that's all right.
Little sonic cleaner.
Yeah.
Like $50-$60, and I use it for a lot of other stuff too. It's super handy to have, but I can get 40. I think I can get 40 Creedmoor cases in there, and 10 minutes, let them dry in the warm, beautiful Texas sun, and they're good to go.
See,
I'll bake them in your oven and make that brass soft. But
I've tried everything to tumble except wet tumbling, which I don't need any more moisture in my shop or my basement. So I'm a dry tumble guy. But I've done everything from rice all the way. Walnut and flitz is my favorite. If I'm going to do it, I can get about 300 rounds in there at a time. I run 2 or 3 of those tumblers at a shot. And that keeps me busy for a couple of days.
Yeah, I was on Chris from the 740s where he was talking about the intro to reloading, and they were on the topic of cleaning brass. And I was like, y'all clean your brass? I was like, what is this? I don't own a tumbler. I don't know. I'm also cheap, so.
Michael Dunn, I like to enjoy it when I have time too, but most of the time my world does not allow me to have time because I'm always working on somebody else's stuff.
So Normalizer says to convert, made some 6.5 from 243. So you'd cut it down to 1.915 and then resize it in 6.5 dies. It would make it a lot easier if you had annealed your brass to get that bump. But if you don't have an annealer, just resize it 3 or 4 times. And it'll do the same thing. Just spray some extra case lube. I highly recommend One Shot. This is not a sponsored video by One Shot. However, it is being presented by gloryguns.com. And if you get on there,
I don't use any Hornady products. There. I don't use any.
But if you do get on gloryguns.com and create a profile for the first 1,000 people, as soon as we hit 1,000 people on there, a Glock 19 that I have physically won at a match is being donated and given away in a drawing for the first 1,000 people. And if you want, if it's a viewer on my channel or Eagle Run 23 or Boom Country Hydrographics, it says, hey, I want you to sign this, I will sign it. And that is the only thing that I will sign off this channel from this day forward.
One signature only.
Yep. And then you will have the pristine signature because I won't sign anymore because I'm just a normal guy.
Hey, he said pristine. He said pristine, and I went,
Yep. I know where your head's at. New action.
He said pristine.
Did you order one?
I have not ordered another one yet. I got to get with those guys this week but I just sold off one of my 22 Creedmoors to one of my little buddies down the road, and his smiling child there, his daddy's pocketbook not smiling so much. Oh yeah, he'll recover. It's family, so he'll recover. I treated him pretty good, and we'll get him into that so the young fella can come kill coyotes with me, and we'll make it a family affair. But yeah, so that will be on the list to build one more of those for a backup rifle. So them guys will be hearing from me this week.
I do want to ask Michael this question. What is your homemade lube? Like, how do you make it? I'm curious. Like
What if
I'm
he's using
Probably that
genuinely.
lanolin and
lanolin and
alcohol?
alcohol. Yeah.
What is it?
Everybody says it's the lanolin and alcohol, but everyone says it's a mess because that lanolin, you got to get it at the right temperature. And so every time you use it, you got to put it like in a warm bottle of water or something. Like
Oh,
it's
Correct.
definitely cheaper. And if it works, I'm cool with it. It's just too fussy for me. Like reloading's fussy enough for me. Like I'm way out of my comfort zone in the fuss level with reloading in the first place. I gotta have a lube that isn't fussy.
So he's using a lanolin and a red bottle of heat, huh? To get his
Yeah.
alcohol.
use a red bottle of. Huh. I didn't know.
That's a
Well,
thing.
that red bottle of heat is the high concentrated alcohol. So
Oh,
it's supposed to, and it dries super fast. So
where do you even get lanolin at? I've
you
never
get it
seen
off
it.
Amazon.
Oh.
CVS. Walmart.
Oh, CVS has got it too. Yeah,
Yeah.
What
and
is
a
it?
lot
I don't
of
have all
times
them
it's
fancy
called-
stores out here.
It's called nipple cream in a lot of places. You can put the nipple cream if you want. Not joking.
I have never used Lee Lube a day in my life, so
I have not either.
I have no dog in that fight. Amazon, Etsy, CVS. I guess Walgreens would probably tell it. Probably the
From
door.
For my big cases, no Hornady products in this house, I guess.
I mean,
that's what I'm using too.
I mean,
I'm using the Hornady lube.
if you're gonna try to compete with the best, you gotta at least use the best stuff. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not
If
sound.
if you open up my closet, it is thousands of dollars worth of red.
See, it should be that nasty blue. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that nasty blue press.
Oh, I
Hey,
just it was a
Dylan.
good deal.
Dylan commented on my Instagram this morning.
Did they?
Dylan Precision, yeah.
That's good because I had a hard time with their guys that when we were at SHOT Show, they didn't want to talk to me at all, and I'm like, I just want to know what's new. So I'm pretty sure I know what's new for the new year. I'm pretty sure Mark 7's coming to my house.
Well, it's just like, so I do subscribe to Jenny J 1911, and like her channel, like, let's just speak some hypothetical conundrum that I did win that press. I'd rather see it donated to somebody else that wants to get into it versus me get it because of like my red presses. I mean, I run 5 red presses.
I have a Hornady AP that I have no problems with. You know, the only problem is I had to learn how to set it, and that was my fault. That's why I'm always putting parts in it because it took me forever to figure out the actual how to time it.
Yeah. But so when I initially got into my Hornady press, I ironically enough, the person that taught me how to do it is Highboy 76.
Oh yeah.
He taught me how to do it. But after I got it, I was good. Michael Dunn wants to know: are you getting a free blue press now from Dylan?
No, they just commented on my Instagram.
You got to slide into those DMs now.
Yeah.
Let me get that blue.
No, I've tried to hook up with companies on different stuff, and I feel like I have an angle a couple different times when I'm kind of pitching something to them, and no one's really ever interested. The only company I've ever worked with was Gorilla Ammunition on my 8.6 Blackout. That's the only thing that's ever worked out for me on anything. So I'm kind of not really doing it anymore right now. I mean, like for example, with tough, Pristine, like they didn't reply to me at all. Pristine, so
it's tough.
Really?
They never even replied to me.
That amazes me that they reached out, or I reached out to them, and maybe it's different because of my PRS number and everything else. Like, I don't know.
a lot of companies have tightened down the hatchet what they're going to do for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of movement in the gun world this year. You know, a lot of people felt they were overstaffed, and things changed hands, and people changed hands, and companies they worked for. People that I knew worked for this company do no longer work for that company. They're over here now. You know.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
my buddy Jason at Daniel Defense. I didn't even realize that he left Daniel Defense and is working for oh, not Nikon, Night Force is who he's working for now. And I'm like, damn, dude, I had no idea he left Daniel Defense till I was down there about a month ago. I was like, where's
So
Jason?
I never ask for free stuff. Like the stuff that I'm pitching to companies is like more of a collaboration.
Yeah.
More of like I guess you would maybe call it like factory support. But I'm not asking for anything. I don't want anything. I also I don't want to be beholden to a company. If someone's saying, you know, hey, you're now repping this brand, like I don't want that. I just would like to collaborate. And so far to this day, it's only been Gorilla who's ever collaborated with me, and they really only allowed me to get ammo. Is really the only collaboration. I paid full price for it. You know, I just was able to get more.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, that's just I don't know. Like people spend more time on YouTube in essence now than what they ever have. And then during the COOF, it was even more. But now everybody's back to reality. So
well,
right.
I asked my kids tonight. We had like just kind of an evening where like we were actually home for a minute. And I asked the kids the other day, I said, hey, do you guys want to like sometimes we'll find like a YouTube channel. There's several that we watch as a family. And I asked them, hey, you guys want to watch whatever? And they're like, no. And like, so I was thinking after they went to the shower, I was like, when's the last time our TV was on? And like my wife and I, neither one of us could remember when the last time the TV was even turned on. Like it's been a while. Like not
yeah.
that the kids will watch stuff, you know, on a device on Netflix or something every now and then. But it's pretty much only YouTube at our house. Like even the kids, and I like to. I mean, I'm always learning something. I don't necessarily watch it for entertainment purposes. I just am trying to learn something. Like I love to learn things. There's so much information on there. Someone's dad is always telling you how to do something on YouTube.
Michael Dunn, think of me if you decide to go with Lyman.
My suggestion on Lyman or RCBS or Lee, depending on what you're doing, I mean, Lee makes great presses. I use a Lee single stage personally.
I started with all Lees. I had 3 Lees on my bench at one time.
I love Lee presses. For the price that they are, they're great little presses. If you're buying a kit, your best bang for the buck is the Lee press. If you're just wanting to upgrade a press, I personally say go, depending on what style of press. If you're going with a turret press, I honestly say go with the Area 419 turret press.
If you can
but
afford
you're
it.
also talking a $1,500 turret press. So. West Covington Dodge says he's impressed with the 3-year-old. Oh, sorry. His 3-year-old is learning how to, or their 3-year-old.
Oh, they know.
Yeah, them kids are smarter than we are anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, Lee, Lineman, RCBS,
all good companies.
They're all good companies.
Fit what you want.
It's all about budget too. Like if you don't have a budget for anything, then I say go with the Area 419. I mean, or a Forester or something like that. But the Rock Chucker is a great press. The Lineman presses are great presses.
Single stage, I'm a Forester all the way. Rock Chucker's is right behind that. They've been out there forever. I'm not a huge Rock Chucker fan for myself, but I do what Lyman's going, and I really need to upgrade. So I'm thinking Mark 7's in my future. I really do. I've been talking with Lyman, and I have some of their products, and I really like them. So I think we're going to be seeing some Mark 7's in my shop very shortly.
Gotcha.
Ooh, I would love to take Michael Dunn's question on this.
Which question?
Yes.
Oh,
Delta Team Tactical. Okay. So I had never heard of this company, and I've been building ARs for like 12 years. Maybe longer, like 2007, maybe like 15 years. I had never heard of these guys, and Chris from the 740 mentioned them in passing in a video, and I'm like, I never heard of those guys. I Googled them, spent some time on their website, and I was like, holy cow, this is like almost like not an alternative to PSA. It's just a PSA type company, and they just have some different brands than what you could get. And I'm like, well, these seem like reputable brands. And so I kind of like Googled some of them. And one of the brands they carry a lot of stuff from is called Davidson Defense. And a lot of their company, a lot of the stuff on their website is from Davidson Defense. Hadn't heard of those guys. So I ordered a couple things. I've actually ordered from them probably 6 or 8 times this summer. And one of the things I got was the Davidson Defense triggers. And these are fantastic triggers, and they'll run these things on sale for sometimes like 50, 60, 70, 80 bucks, just depending on what, type of trigger they are. But Delta Team has some really cool stuff, and they sell it for cheaper than Davidson sells it on their own website. Decent stuff.
A little homework about that. They own a couple of different companies that they're all kind of subsidiaries of. I've got several of their parts as well, and all my ARs are sub minute, sub half minute. On most of them, I don't even think I've got one AR that's not sub half minute.
So are you buying you're buying their complete uppers? Is that what you're saying?
I've got one barrel from them. I've gotten multiple handguards from them.
What barrel brands are they selling? Is it Davidson barrels?
They do. They won't tell you what barrels they're selling.
Right.
I haven't, honestly, there's a maker mark on the one, but I haven't even looked at what it was yet. I just know it was a little finicky. If you're not reloading, it's going to be tough on you. If you're getting barrels from them. But I've got a couple Bear Creek barrels that everybody said, oh, they don't shoot. I got a 224 Valkyrie here. Okay, which was one of their most beat up on barrels ever. Everybody said Bear Creek 224 barrels suck. I said, you know what? I understand I'm buying a sub $200 barrel. If it shoots 3 minute, it's my fault. That thing shoots sub half minute with 3 different rounds that I've built for it.
Yeah.
And I smoke prairie dogs out to 500-600 yards.
Well, I've had some drama with Bear Creek. And I don't know that Delta Team Tactical sells Bear Creek. I don't know that they do, but they could. But they have a there's another brand. What the heck was it? Maybe it was Davidson also. But I have a video series on what I'm calling my second chance Bear Creek build, and it's right here. I can't show it to you, but the handguard I got from Davidson Defense, I absolutely love it. It's super wide open and has tons of big gaps in it. And so I can see my Bear Creek Bear Claw barrel that I have underneath it. And the first time that Bear Claw barrel was put together, it was shooting like basketball sized groups at 100 yards, like atrocious. And I've put it back in this gun and I've rebuilt it and I'm giving it a second chance. And we were shooting, it was shooting like just under an inch at 50 yards. I was frustrated with that because I'm kind of more catering towards more accuracy now in my builds, going with like higher end stuff. And so I didn't even go shoot it at 100, but I had a lot of people in the comments that were like, hey, you got to go shoot that thing out to 100 to see what it really is. So one of the next chances I get out to the range, I'll run out there and shoot that Bear Creek. But that the barrel, in my opinion, the barrel was trash. Maybe it's okay at this point, but the build looks super stinking cool, and it's because I got that Davidson Defense from Delta Team Tactical. It's got a nice Davidson trigger in it, which I really like. I mean, it's not a trigger tech or anything, but it's nice.
I'm an Elfman guy, so yeah, I'm sorry.
Good clean break.
I'm with the Elfman Tactical all the way, man.
We're not saying yours is bad. We're just saying we're past that.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm a trigger snob. I like a 9-ounce trigger.
It got to be a huge trigger snob. But yeah, no, the best way to break in a Bear Creek barrel, okay, I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Take it out of the package, throw it in the trash.
Fair enough, but all mine shoot, okay? All mine shoot.
Broken in.
Here's why, okay? I abuse the living shit out of them, okay? I loaded up 3 mags, 30 rounds apiece, handed them to my kid. Well, and of course the Grendels couldn't be because I've got 10-round mags for my Grendels, but
you don't have 28?
No, I don't need that.
Yeah, you need 28.
He doesn't need it.
You need 28.
So I just loaded up a bunch of mags, okay, and I handed them off to my kid, and I said, I don't care what you shoot at, but just burn these up and as fast as your little finger can go. And then I went in the house and I soaked them down with oil. I ran motor oil through them. And then I went back out and I shot them one
motor
more time.
Oil.
Yep. And I shot them one more time at 30 round mag. So I ran 4 30-round mags of Wolf through them, steel case ammo, just to break them in. That's every AR barrel I've ever had. Now they all shoot sub-minute of within all of the prep.
I've got a philosophy with all my firearms. If it doesn't eat
What is coming up?
If it doesn't eat steel, it doesn't deserve brass, and that's my philosophy. Like, if it won't eat steel, it doesn't deserve brass.
So you guys are acting like you come all this way with your trigger, and then here you are throwing a bunch of crap ammo through your through your builds.
Only for break-ins.
I'm going to say I'm past Bear Creek in my builds. My next build is an Odin Gunworks, and I'll probably my bottom end right now is probably Faxon. That's probably about as low as I'm going to go right now.
Dude, you should try one from my buddy down at Spade Dynamics. Are you looking at carbon or what are you looking at?
No, I'm not a hunter. I don't want carbon.
Gotcha. He has some steel stuff down there too.
What is this? He's a custom
Spade Dynamics. He's a custom AR builder down in South Arizona.
So once you go
Phoenix.
custom, you're pretty much looking at 2 manufacturers that make blanks, and then it's just about the guy who cut the grooves in it, right?
No, because Heart Barrels makes gas.
There's several different ones.
Bartlein.
There's a bunch. Proof. There's.
So that's the steel, right? And then you send it to your guy and he cuts it.
No, like you could send.
There's several different guys out there making AR blanks that guys chamber and do.
What you're looking for is 5R rifling. Like, really.
Correct.
All honesty, the tolerances now on CNC machines are not the same tolerances 15 years ago. So like CNC machines, it's literally all about the rifling or the type of rifling. Like, because you have 5R rifling, you have 3R rifling, you have 7R rifling. 7 and 3 are kind of adequated data. And so like 5R rifling is really what you want. It's like that happy medium between 3 and 7R rifling.
So when you get out of the tier of rifles or of barrels that are like a Ballistic Advantage or a Faxon or an Odin Gunworks, and you go up from there, you're pretty much looking at a custom barrel
Correct.
that's been cut by somebody. And at that
Benchmark
point, you're
and-
looking at a handful of blanks, and then the difference is just who's the person who pushed the button on the machine.
Right, or if they hand did,
Right.
like I'm still old school, so if I can get my hands on a lathe, I like to do my own work and run it in on my own. I don't CNC stuff doesn't do it for me.
Well, there's also something said for a cold hammer forge barrel.
Correct.
Because you have hot hammer forge, and then you have cold hammer forge. They're two different toolings
Yeah.
that create the same thing. Now, I prefer cold hammer forge over hot hammer forge personally, but that's just because I don't know. I feel like cold hammer forge lasts a lot longer than hot hammer forge in round count wise. However, that could just be like a facade.
So you're looking
that
for the best of both worlds. You're looking for warm hammer forged. That's the ticket.
if I could find somebody that did warm, but my
Something around 78 degrees, nice and warm.
my favorite barrel company to get blanks from is Hart. I love Hart barrel blanks. Absolutely.
And I am gonna soon be a dealer for. Oh, come on now! I can't spit it out.
Bartley.
No.
White Oak,
Douglas.
Douglas. Never heard of them.
Yep, Douglas barrels.
I like Hart barrels because when I pick up the phone, like they're up in New York, so that New Yorker accent, I love picking up the phone talking to them. So that's why I love Hart barrels, because I just love talking to them.
If they're in New York, I'm out.
They're in like the countryside of New York. They're not in like New York City. They're really
They need
nice
to
people
move.
up there. I mean, everybody
Texas people
says-
don't get along with New York people, even if they are upstaters. It's like,
I get
I know
along.
a lot of people.
Now, I don't know who this brand is.
White
I
Oak
haven't-
Armament.
Yeah, White Oak Armament. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I came across them this summer as well. I've heard of them before, but it was never really like in my wheelhouse that I was thinking about something custom like that. They're basically like a big custom shop, I would say. Like that's kind of what I found with them. And you know who likes them is the Eagle Eye Precision likes them.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be the other person I was going to say is you could call Kenny over at Eagle Eye and have him cut you up. I mean,
He does
I
good
think
work.
I think he would. I think he likes White Oak.
I mean, they're all relatively the same stuff. But I'm telling you, if they made 6.5 Needmore ammo in steel case, I'd make sure it ran in my bolt action and my gas.
I
Same
haven't
with
seen
6
that one
dash
yet.
on my 6.5 gas or 6.5 and steel. Wait, which one?
Which one? What?
Are you talking about 6.5 and steel? In steel
I
case?
haven't seen 6.5 in steel case. Is that a thing?
No, not that I'm aware of.
I've not seen
I've
any.
never seen it.
I wish they would. However, like I will no longer run steel case 308, especially Tula steel case 308. I would never run that stuff ever again. I had a case, had a light primer strike. No, I had a failure to ignite from a primer, but it was really a delayed ignite. And when I went to eject it, it went off. Oh yeah, that was fun. Nothing like getting a new upper receiver.
Isn't a
Um,
barrel just a barrel?
Yeah, Michael's trying to start stuff in here tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in some essence, a barrel is a barrel. He's not wrong. A barrel
Until
is
it's
a barrel.
chambered, fair enough. Okay. Until
It's
it's
just-
chambered.
It's just quality.
There's different levels of quality of steel prior to the chambering process, but yes.
But the one thing a lot of people don't know is who all Anderson manufacturer makes barrels for. And with them being right here in Kentucky, not far from me and stuff like that, the people would probably be a little upset if they found out Anderson Manufacturing is really making their barrels for them and their uppers and their lowers, especially with the price tag that's on them.
There are several people out there that would be very upset if they found out who actually made their ARs.
Yeah.
Because there's like 8 major manufacturers of ARs, 8 major forging companies out there, and they all just have a different specification in their tolerance.
Exactly. And porosity and
I think it's also in how they're finished as well.
Correct.
Like, are they being tumbled? Are they being bead blasted? Like, and a lot of the look of what quality looks like a lot of times is just if it was bead blasted or if it was tumbled a little bit longer than the other guy. It's the exact same metal and the same part a lot of times. I remember when I found a lot of that stuff out and I was like, wait a second, these guys don't actually make this? And it's like, yeah, you're paying for the roll stamp on the lower. A lot of times that logo is what brings the price tag.
Yeah.
But
I think
it is some finishing. There's something to be said for that. I mean, you want it to look a certain way and feel a certain way, then you're going to have to spend extra for it. If you don't care about what it looks and feels like, and as long as you want it to work, then in some cases you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Just like me with my bolt guns. I know I'm not I like my Remington 700 actions, but I am no longer going to use them. I'm slowly weeding them out to custom actions.
If I was going to get a Remington 700 action, it'd have to be one from probably late 70s, early 80s would be the newest I would go. That's
most of mine are. I mean,
because that's when quality was still a thing with Remington. The last 30 years, it hasn't quite been. But Michael says, my old Remington 7400 semi-auto 308 still shoots straight.
TMKs are a hard bullet to beat for hunting, especially.
My favorite projectile of everything that I've ever loaded is in my 6-dasher, and it is the Berger Hybrid 109s.
Okay.
I love that projectile in that rifle.
Haven't tried that yet. Looking to get some DTAC 115s, but
it's another one of those that it takes Varget, so it's like I keep tons of pounds of Varget around.
Hey, I bought 8 pounds of H4350 today.
Uh-oh.
I forgot to tell you guys that.
Look at you stepping up.
So I'm on anyone looking for powder, you got to go to reddit.com and go to the in-stock primer page on Reddit. You can set up alerts and it will text you when any of the manufacturers have it in stock. And if you're the first one to click on it, then you can purchase it. And so it was $400, but I've never had H4350. I've only been reloading for a year, and I finally got my hands on some Varget. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it was the unicorn that I was missing. And now H4350 completes my trifecta of unattainable powders.
Though, right?
I'm sorry?
You have a 223, right?
I have, yeah. I got, I'm only telling you I have more than one. That's all I'm saying.
Use Varget for that, or if you have a 308.
Never reloaded for 223 yet. I have not reloaded ever for 223 yet.
I'm a CFE guy for my 223 reloading.
But
that's probably
you need a case trimmer, sir. Did you order a case trimmer yet?
No, I haven't ordered one yet. You guys got me all confused the other day. There's 15 pages web browsers up on my computer. I'm like, well, crap, I don't even remember which one they were talking about. They're like, definitely do this one and definitely don't do this one. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely. No, it was this one. No, it was this one. I don't remember. So, no, I have not ordered a case trimmer yet.
I'm surprised you don't have a 308 with you being a prepper.
Yeah, that kind of baffles me too.
Okay, so I did not have a 308 or a 6.5 Creedmoor until a couple of years ago, and I did a big video series on this where I was talking about why I'm choosing 6.5, because I was only going to have one, because there's only a place for one in my system, and so I chose the 6.5 Creedmoor over the 308, and if I had to do that again, I probably wouldn't have made that same decision. But that decision was made in like 2018 whenever I bought that, or 2019 whenever I bought that Ballistic Advantage barrel. I'd saved up for it. It was freaking $300. And I was like, okay, I'm doing Creedmoor. And I found the deal on it. And I got it for like $250. And that was all it took. And then only like 3 years and a bunch of headaches later, and the thing works.
Nice.
And go to 850 yards.
You can go all the way up to a mile with 6.5 Needmore. Just saying.
I'm sure I can. That range only goes to 1,000. So
1,000 yards with the gas rifle.
Well, 880 is half a mile, and I went 850, so I almost shot half a mile.
Yeah. Well, 1,000 yards with the gas rifle is a little tough. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's because you robbed some energy from it from the gas system.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's a little difficult, but you can do it. It's possible. It's not impossible.
I don't know when I'll ever have a chance to shoot that far, but I need to get ready.
Yeah. You need to come down here. I will teach both of you how to read the wind in Kentucky windage in Kentucky at the range.
Stick your finger out. Lick it.
Gotta lick it first.
Yep.
Kentucky windage.
As long as you lick it real good, you might meet a Bubba.
There's a gun shop in here in DFW that's called Kentucky Windage. It's the name of the gun shop. I think it's hilarious.
That is funny. Should find out if they're from Kentucky, and if they are, find out where.
I've never been in there. It's not anywhere near me, but I've seen it.
Oh. But so we are over the hour mark, and I don't want to keep you guys. You're yawning over here. I know you're tired, and then you're like,
I got a full night ahead of me yet, but that's you guys.
You're like me. I'll be up most of the night. Hell,
I'll yawn, and then I'll sip a Red Bull right after we get off here and catch my wings.
Yeah, what's another 24 hours for me to be awake? It's already been 28, so no.
I got to finish loading some 243 for the competition, plus I only need like 2 or 3 more guns for the weekend because we're going to go play with some stuff up north. We're going to hit some prairie dogs, so we're going to take some 22 Creedmoor. We're going to take some, maybe some 224 Valkyrie. Definitely.
I love the Valkyrie. But before we get out of here, guys, go set up a account at Glory Guns. Like, just sign in, register for an account, sign up for the emails, whatever. At the first 1,000, we're giving away a Glock 19. If you are a viewer of this channel and you want me to sign that, you will have the one and only signature from the Bending Ballistic show. Because after this, I always swore when I quit playing music and quit touring playing music that I would no longer sign any more autographs. I will give one more autograph. And if you're lucky, I might just send you a copy of the CD from the band that I was in. And I will sign it too. If you really want.
Are you saying Glory? Glory? Glory?
Yeah, gloryguns.com. So, yeah, gloryguns.com. Glock 19, register there, sign up for email alerts, get our deals. All that
Thanks
good
for hanging
stuff.
out here in the chat with us, guys.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
But out of 1,000 people that have signed up is when we are giving that away. but you have to reference this live for me to be able to sign it. So, but Glory Guns dot you know what. Sign up, email notifications. We have everything from brake action 22 all the way up to a 50 BMG and a semi-auto, suppressors, SBRs, pistol braces, pistols,
I need suppressors.
firearms accessories, optics, so on and so forth. You might even find primers and powder on there every once in a while, but get on there. If you do buy a firearm off the website, it does have to go to your FFL. So
I've got that covered.
So you will win. We're going to do a drawing on it, and the winner will be notified via email, I'm assuming, or we will call you. But create a account on there. It's a Glock 19. I'm assuming, unless you live in California, that might be the only
California don't apply. Don't fill out an account if you're in California.
Yeah, because it is a standard capacity magazine. So, but yeah,
I'm gonna win it, and then I'm gonna immediately put it on eBay with your signature on it.
Are you gonna put my band's album with it? I might have
Yes.
a sealed copy of our album that went platinum. That'd
be pretty interesting. I'm a music guy. I'm in.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's there. I can send you a copy of our album if you really want.
Michael Dunn, he said you got to create an account on gloryguns.com. That's GLORY guns.com.
Yeah, it should be the webpage should be flat. As long as you're not in California, because it is a standard capacity magazine. But yeah, like I said, if you are a viewer of this channel and want it signed by me, you guys know how to get a hold of me on Instagram.
3 signatures.
Yep. The one and only signature. After this, they're done. Be no more. But before we get out of here, you guys tell us where you're from, how we get a hold of you, and how to reach you, and what you're doing next. Whoever wants to go first.
Go ahead, Dave.
Eagle Run 23 on Twitter and Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. I also have a Rumble account that is doing a couple things right now. There's no exclusive content on Rumble. It's just reposts of the YouTube videos, but pretty easy to find. And I'm building more guns, man. That's what's coming next on the channel. Going to be reloading some 8.6 very soon. As soon as I get a case trimmer. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I am Boom Country Hydrographics. You'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me at Northwest Guns on YouTube. I am a part of that channel as well. We'll be maybe expanding that a little bit here in the near future. We're in talks and working on some other stuff. You will see us next week. We will be hanging out and putting up some live content for you and some partial content for you post after we've shot it. So be looking for us next week, and we'll probably bring you in live when we get to the competition, the Badlands Steel Challenge 2022 in Medora, North Dakota.
Heck yeah.
That'll work. And for everybody else, you know where to find me. You can either find me here, or you can find me on my second channel, which is a fishing channel. There is no firearms content on this channel. It is strictly a fishing channel, and all it is shorts, and it is Bending Lures on YouTube. That is my second channel. So if you want to follow that channel, cool. If not, no hard feelings, because I understand fishing isn't for everybody. But I will catch you guys next time. Peace.